So me, I'm trying to have a project with him. He wants to be in a project, but with gorillas and stuff. I'm like,
Welcome to the Sit Down, where we have conversations with creators from across this beautiful motherland of ours. My name is Malcolm Boy, a filmmaker and an all-round story lover. And today we're sitting down with Loukman Ali, who is an amazing visual artist and an acclaimed director from Uganda. He is proudly known for his film that was supposed to premiere in 2020, but yeah, we all know what happened. And the title for that film is The Girl in the Yellow Jumper. Luckily for us, you're going to be watching that trailer and so much more. So sit down and settle in. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Loukman. With your years of experience, what do you feel like are the tools that people, if someone wants not to take a similar journey, but if someone wants to go into that space, to like a full expression of self in their visual world, what tools do you feel like you've learned along your own journey that you feel like are important for someone to have, to take?
So I'm thinking it's quite different now. It's way easier because now I can learn a software in like a few hours.
Yeah.
To the point that now I don't think I need to know any software, actually. I just need to know the final thing that I want.
Yeah.
And if I need to do something, then I'll just go to YouTube and learn how to do it right away. Like when I have the job, that's when I go and like, how do I make this? And there's probably going to be a tutorial on how to make something like it, and I'll make it. So, it's simple. I can learn a software in 2 days.
But how did you come to that point of understanding that you can learn a software in 2 days? Because most people, even I struggle. I edit the same way I used to edit. Now is when I switched to a new camera. I've used the same brand of cameras for almost 10 years now. What is that you had to understand that made you confident enough to know, yeah, I can switch up. I can take up anything, and in a short while I'll be able to do it.
For me, what I think is you don't really hear this with the rest of the art apart from the technical one. Like you never hear an artist saying that, oh, now there's this new brush. Now I need to learn. Oh, I need. Like you don't look at a painting and ask, what brush did you use?
Yeah,
because the moment you need to start looking at these tools, cameras, whatever, as like a brush. So I'm not a very technical guy. One time I went for a shoot and I didn't know how to switch on a camera, and it was a high-paying job, and I was the DOP, and I didn't know how to switch on the camera.
Yeah.
I had to look around for the button, and for some people that might sound like the worst thing you can do. That's the worst offense.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to switch on the camera.
Yeah.
But I understand how lighting works. I understand how ISO works. I know, those are the things I know. So I just need to find where they are.
Yeah.
So most of the times when I'm shooting, the guy let's say I'm hiring a Red or an Ari, they always send a guy with it, like someone that takes care of it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the guy. I just need to ask, okay, so where do I find the shutter angle, or where do I find this? Where do I find that?
Yeah.
And the moment I have the settings that I know usually deliver what I want.
Yeah.
Or at least I understand, okay, now it's too sunny. I need to cut down on this. I need an ND. Yeah. Like I understand the I don't know what the word is, but I understand how the principles. Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't really need to know this version, because those will always change.
Yeah.
Like the skills for designing logos, it's so helpful when I'm making my posters, or when I'm making a movie and I need some sort of design, like the person in the film needs to wear something or stuff like that. All that stuff is really helpful. But as of tools, I don't think tools should be a concern. I like working with 3D students, guys that have just come out of school.
Yeah.
And what I find is that they are so into the software that they tend to even have discussions like this software and this software, which one is best?
Yeah.
Which is so not important. Like, if you care about that, then you're looking at the wrong thing. So if I'm shooting a car commercial, I don't even need to know how to drive the car. I don't need to know anything about the car. All I need to understand is, like, how do I make this car look good?
Yeah.
How do I make sure when people see this car, they want to sit in it or they want to buy it?
Yeah.
That's how you should be thinking about everything. It's 3D animation. It's like, the point is, someone probably wants to sell sodas or whatever.
Yeah.
So how do you get to the end goal? Any means necessary. If you don't know how to model, you can always buy models. If you don't know how to, like, texture, you can always buy textures and just modify.
Yeah.
Like, people are obsessed with this thing of, like, I can do this thing myself, and that's not really important. Like, I mean, so for me, that's my idea of collaboration. Like, I don't need to know everything, but if I have a vision and I know how all these things, how these things are supposed to come together.
Yeah.
So as a director, you need to, like, know all these things, or whatever you want to be. I don't know, not just director, but whatever you're trying to be. Like, you need to understand all the aspects of the thing that you're in.
Yeah.
For you to have a fruitful collaboration, for you to be able to work with people, you need to have an idea of what they do.
When I watched this the first time, I remember I thought that looks so cinematic, so well shot.
Yeah.
What was your process like? What were you thinking about? What was the idea behind it? And maybe even after that, we can talk about the tools that you used to make it so cinematic. But what was the concept behind it? What were you trying to achieve?
This is so I'm with this guy, and I've wanted to work with him for a long time. He's here for only like a few days, so I need to come up with something fast for us to work on together. So now the funny thing is that he is more interested in, like, tourism aspect of Uganda, like wildlife and stuff like that, which, to be honest, I don't really care that much for. So me, I'm trying to have a project with him. He wants to be in a project, but with gorillas and stuff. I'm like, let's say if I have DiCaprio, I don't want to use him as a VO. I want to use him as him. You know. So I came up with an idea, which was more of like, like, how do I have what he wants and also get what I want? So I thought of an idea. Let's have him in a library, like looking for, I don't know, like a coordinates or something. Then he finds this book, and then when this book is opened, we see all these things. It was kind of like improvising at the because I just came up with that on the on the go while I was with him. I was like, also there will be this thing, and then this thing will happen. Then afterwards, I mean, you can tell from the video, you can tell where my interest was.
100%. Everything that happens after that moment of the library is like, oh, okay, interesting, but
so everything that happens after the library, it was more like not even planned. We used a really cheap camera. It was more like, let me just do the thing that I promised to do. But me, I wanted to do if I could stop at the other point, I would have.
And I think that's the point I'd want us to stop in and say, so what did you shoot with? How did you light that? You know, what was the technique behind creating something so cinematic and so beautiful? And considering it was an impromptu idea, how do you achieve such a beautiful cinematic image?
So I used the red GEMINI. Yeah, it's a red GEMINI. So it's quite good at low light things. But again, I think it's more of the a production design.
Yeah.
Because I use the red all the time, but sometimes a client wants to shoot in a place or in a location that is not directed well, like that direction is a bit lacking.
Yeah.
And you can have the best camera, but things are not going to look that amazing if you don't set up the entire space.
Yeah.
So with this, I knew when I was drawing the storyboard, I knew that I would have a light on the desk.
Yeah.
And I figured that would be probably my key. I would use it as my key light.
Yeah.
I would use it to be to fill in the eyes.
Yeah.
And then I knew that I would have a light coming from a window.
Yeah.
So the rest, I mean, the lighting, that's pretty much it when it comes to the lighting.
Just one key, strong light from the window.
Yeah. I have a key in the window, and I have what else do I have? I have this orange light next to his face, the one that's coming from the lamp on the table.
Yeah.
That tiny little lamp. So we switched out the light of that lamp, and we replaced it with a nice bulb.
Yeah.
So that's what's giving him that key on his right cheek.
Yeah.
And then we have a light in the window. So that light in the window, we have it there because we're losing daylight, and we thought it would be nice to have one light set up outside just in case it gets dark.
Yeah.
We don't have like a dramatic change.
How do you know when something works on camera? What's the sense? What are you looking for to know that this thing is working, will look amazing on camera?
Most times when people are shooting, they look at the person in the camera, the character or whatever they're shooting. And like probably 8 out of 10, it's that thing that you're looking at is already perfect, because everyone has been looking at that and everyone has been working on that. So most times what you should be looking at is the thing that your instinct tells you not to look at.
Which is amazing. And I want to take that as a jump to the next feature film, which is supposed to be launching this year, but the universe decided you needed to take a break and relax. You've been working too hard.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say that is a freaking amazing trailer, man. That is such an amazing, intense trailer.
Thanks. So funny how making it, I felt I had to first share it with one of the guys that was the gaffer on the film.
Yeah.
And I asked him that, what do you think? I think this is like so shit. Should I share it? What do we do? Because I can't, there's nothing else I can put without spoiling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess it just looks better after a while. But when I was making it, it was like I was working with what's available.
And how did you end up making this jump and deciding Loukman is ready to make a feature film?
It's kind of the same way I jumped into everything. Like there's a point I wanted to be a director, and then I quickly realized that no one can make you a director. You have to make yourself a director. So then I just said, yeah, I'm the director, and then people just believed me, and I was like, yeah, I am the director, yeah. And they believed, and I was like, what? But I'm not. And then they're like, hey, so Mr. Director, what are we doing next? I'm like, oh, you mean me? Okay. We're doing the thing. It has taken me a while actually to be like comfortable, because now I write like ideas for TV commercials. I'm quite confident. I'm like, yeah, I think that will work.
Yeah.
But before I always thought my ideas was too stupid for anyone.
Yeah.
But it's funny, every time I do a really stupid idea, people tend to like it more. Like there's this commercial I did where a guy slices up a fly. I thought that was so stupid when I was making it.
Yeah.
But people loved it.
Yeah.
People really loved it.
And if not a spoiler, not trying to make a spoiler for the 2021 Girl in a Yellow Jumper movie, I wanted to find out why particularly a yellow jumper, and is that something you can share?
Yeah, this is interesting because it's so in the Girl in the Yellow Jumper, there's a sequence that happens in a forest. So I knew that since I'm shooting in green, I needed something that will come off the green, and that was going to be something yellow. So I knew that scene, this person had to wear something yellow. There's a torture scene that also happens in a really dark room.
Yeah.
And I think the yellow will still work here.
Yeah.
But then I was like, how do I maintain the same yellow? I want it to look like I'm just reusing the same costume. And I was like, okay, so it's the person that appears in these scenes is the same person. They'll just have on a yellow jumper, you know?
Yeah.
And then the movie is not so much about them per se, but they kind of set all the things in motion.
Yeah.
So since they set the things in motion, I didn't want to be like the chick. Oh, I don't know. Like movie titles, I don't know. I don't really know how to come up with them.
I think it's an amazing title, though. It's catchy.
For real.
Yeah. Genuinely.
Yeah, so I thought that, well, she is in a yellow jumper, and she is the one that kind of starts up all the stuff, like the entire thing that happens in the movie is because of her, not because she makes it, but she kind of puts things in motion. She's like the first domino.
Yeah.
So then I just called it The Girl in the Yellow Jumper. It was kind of like a working title.
Yeah.
And I just got used to it, and I was like, yeah, I think that works.
All right. I want to say thank you so much, Loukman. I think that was such an intense, amazing conversation. I feel like I've learned so much about color, about design, and I am so grateful that you took the opportunity to share that with us. If people have any questions to ask, where do they find you? How do they reach you?
Like all my social media, I reply everyone.
Yeah.
On everything. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything.
So how do they find you? What's your hashtag?
It's Loukman Ali on everything.
All right, fantastic.
Loukman, and That's Loukman.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Loukman. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching, and remember you can catch a more in-depth conversation between me and Loukman in our podcast. Link in description. See you on the next one.